Okay, so welcome. I hope you guys you're able to see my screen, and then you're able to hear me clearly. Unless otherwise. So remember, we are doing what you call the nitrogen cycle. This is biology from 3. So I think if you can remember, we are looking at the nitrogen cycle. Those of you who joined the class can remember properly. So actually we define this circle and then we explain everything about this circle. So I said that what is the most important is for you to get back to this, see each and every process, and then be able to explain it. So just by summary, I was saying that nitrogen is found in the air, and then for this nitrogen to be present in the soil, it means there must be some sort of fixation processes. So lightning in the atmosphere can make, so I was saying that nitrogen in the atmosphere can be made available for the plants to use, unless there must be some sort of fixation. So this fixation can happen by the process of lightning and some bacteria which are found in the roots of some plants, groundnuts, soybeans, and then base. Okay, so once ammonia is taken from the atmosphere, it goes into the soil, form of ammonia, and then in the ammonia, in the soil, there can be these kinds of bacteria, the nitrophilic bacteria, that can convert this one into nitrate. So nitrate can then be taken by the plants in form of absorption, and then it is going to be used by the plants to make proteins. So once these proteins, only once these plants are eaten by the animals, it means the nitrogen can be taken from the plants to animals, and then from the animals, these animals and the plants can somehow die. So once they are dead, it means the decomposers can break down these guys and then release back the nitrogen in form of ammonia back into the soil. Okay, but some of these nitrates can even meet with these nitrifying bacteria to give us what we call it as the nitrates. So as time is going on, a process known as denitrification can take place, whereby these nitrates can be converted back to nitrogen gas by these denitrification bacteria. So timanena kuti amafusa ndetu akhoza kufusa segue ndikubisa zinthu zina ngati kubisira pa process iyi, or kubisa apo ndikuuza ku name this process, or kubisira apo ku name the process imene kuchitika from the nitrates to plants. So be able to say that it's absorption, or from plants to animals, it means it's by feeding. Okay, so you should be able to know the whole this step. Lelo timaine tiyambe this what you call it as the carbon cycle, how the carbon flows in the ecosystem. So actually timanena kuti By definition, we can say that a carbon cycle is the continuous movement of a carbon between the atmosphere, living things, oceans, and the soil. Okay. In short, it's the continuous movement of carbon from the atmosphere and the environment. Okay. So actually, there must be a process that helps this kind of carbon to circulate from the atmosphere to the living things, to the soil, and then back to the atmosphere. Nekuti, we know that carbon can be in the air. So actually, carbon atom amapezeka mu air in form of carbon dioxide gas. So gas imene tikuziwa kuti imagwira ntchito ndi ma plants kupanga photosynthesis. Neno process imene machitira kuti this kind of gas can be taken from the atmosphere to the plants to be used as raw material for photosynthesis. Okay, so my plants amapanga absorb carbon dioxide, amachotsa gas uja carbon mu atmosphere kumpititsa ma plants kumugwiritsa ntchito kupanga photosynthesis ndi kupanga chakudya. Okay, so once this kind of plants is eaten by animals, it means that carbon in those plants can be transferred to animals. I don't know if you are able to understand this. So once the carbon has been transferred to animals, the animals can use that carbon to make different compounds in their bodies. But time can reach whereby the animals can die. So once they die, they can give back the carbon to the soil. Okay. So animals zakhala khalitsa kwambiri taitali thousand and thousand of years ikapita. Timakamba kuti ma animals, zinyama, ma plants zonsezi zikakhalitsa for some years zimapanga mafuta, crude oil, fossil fuels. So ma fossil aja makazapanga extract anthu kuyamba kuthira magalimoto, mzigayo, ma engine. As you are using those mafuta, there can be combustion. So that combustion or burning can release the gas, the carbon gas, back into the atmosphere, completing the carbon cycle. Okay, so the thing is, plants absorb carbon dioxide from the air and use sunlight to convert it into glucose. Okay, that's what you call it. Carbon can move from the atmosphere, from the air, to plants to do photosynthesis. Okay, after that, we can know kuti photosynthesis imapangisa kuti ma plants akhende chakudya. They make glucose. So they can be what you call feeding as a process. That means the carbon is now moving from the plants to animals. How? When the animals have eaten the plants, they can take that carbon from plants to animals. So once animals eat plants, can get the carbon compounds stored in plant tissues. The carbon becomes part of the animal's body for growth and energy. Okay, respiration. As you are respiring, you can also take back the carbon. So both plants and animals can release carbon dioxide gas, that's what you know, right? Into the air through a process called respiration. Okay, if you can remember, we did the second topic called the agricultural development agencies. So that was the main thing we covered, and we are done with that. So today let us now look at this has to be agreed from 3. Okay, let me just edit it. I think it was a mistake. Let me just edit. Okay, not from 4, it's from 3. Okay, so it's agriculture from 3. So we'll talk about the farm records. That's the new topic. Okay, so let us now start. So actually the farm records, you know my records, you write my records of work. Okay, you write, yeah, you keep my records go chito sana. Okay, so actually when we talk of farm records, these are just written documents that keep information or that keep different farming activities that are done on your farm. So in fact, on your farm, you can harvest, you can plant, you can spend money, you can buy machines, so you can pay for labors. So you can't remember all those things. You have to keep a record. Okay, you have to write, you have to keep what you have done on your farm. So as a farmer, you have to record everything that is happening on your farm. So that's what you call it as a farm record. And a farm record is not by memory, it's by writing. You can write whatever you are doing. So these records are written documents that show all the activities on the farm. It's simple as that. Okay? Simple as that. You know, from standard 5, I think it's so full easy. Okay, so what are the importances of farm records? Why do you think it's important for a farmer to keep these records? Just imagine you are paying for laborers, you are buying machines, you are hiring more people, okay, you are harvesting, you are planting, you are doing everything as a farmer. Why is it important for you to keep these records? Okay, so actually you can see what it's very important for a farmer to keep the records. Why? Because okay, I didn't like this one. Okay, okay, so actually you can do a record just to know if you are making a profit or loss. Is it true? Can you know if you are making a profit or loss using the records? Is it true? Can you do that? Actually, because you are recording what you spent, okay, when doing your farm activities, and you can also have what you harvest after a season, and then you compare. So you can see, okay, I think I spent this money. I spent it 2,000 kwacha. Yes. Okay, you can do that. So I spent 2,000 kwacha. So I was saying, because you keep a record of what you spent and what you have just got, you can be able to calculate the profit. Okay, that's straightforward. So it helps in the planning. Yeah, this is true, because you can plan what to produce, or you can plan which crop should you plant, or you can plan which animal should you raise, because you keep a record of everything. Okay, let's say if you had a plan, if you have a record of what you used, like my resources last year, upangalifa, okay, last time when I used 4 bags of fertilizer, apa ndayuza apa ndalimaso 2 acres. That means ndipange plan yoti mwina ndipange mwina fertilizer kwanaso makuti. So use the record to do planning, or because you keep a record of mbewu imene ikuchita bwino or ziweto zimene zikutulutsa mkaka wambiri or zikutulutsa nyama yabwino, you can plan. Look, I think next time ndizapange chonchi, okay, because you keep everything as a record. Okay, budgeting and cost control. Yeah, and you can also able to better make decisions. Same thing, because you can decide, okay, I think ebezo kalilamu mbewu imene kuchita bwino ndiyo according to the profit, because you can keep a record of everything. You can keep a record of mbewu imene yapeleka phindu lochuluka that year, so it means next year or the same year, because decide okay, I think next year ndizapange expand ulimi wa soya because ndimene wanipatsa phindu lochuluka. Okay, access loans, that's the thing, because you can't go ku bank or ku mabungo obulekisa ndalama kuti ndipatse ndalama za ulimi sangakupatse unless uonetse ma records ya ntchito yako. Someone else, I think munthu uyu last time anakolola 100 bucks ya chimanga, 2024 anakolola 2000 bucks ya chimanga. Uonetse ma records ako acha ndafika tokondo. I think munthu uyu ndi mulimbidwe wamphamvu kumpatsa ngongole sizingavute. Okay, so and that tracking farm inputs. You know, pa farm pamakhala zambiri mbiri, pamakhala mbewu, pamakhala katundu, pamakhala ziweto. Kumatenda tikamekhala kwa ma inputs ngati mbewu, katundu ngati ma tractors, zipangizo. So umene upange track kuti kodi nagula zingati, zilipo zonse kapena zina za swap. So because you keep a record of everything, so you can be able to know kuti okay, I think ndini ma tractor kwana 10 pamudzi pano, so imodzi sikuoneka apo or zonse zilipo zokwanira, because you can be recording each and every day. Okay, tiona record imene imangana za katundu amene uli naye perform pakupacha. Okay, you can keep a record of fertilizers amene wagula. Okay, ndi nagula mabagi okwana 100 a fertilizer, so that's my record. Ndi uona kuti okay, I think is it 100 bucks imene ilipo kapena ina ya swap kapena ina ya tani, so all those things. So zonse zambiri mbiri zimene you can just go through them on the importance of farm records. Okay, or this point I want kuti year to year comparison, that's true, because you compare kuti this year nakupanga harvest more than next year napanga harvest more than. Okay, because you can keep the records. Kuda chaka chino napanga harvest 100 bucks ya chimanga, 2023 napanga harvest 50 bucks ya chimanga, 2024 napanga harvest 120 bucks ya chimanga. So you can be comparing, okay, kuda am I improving or am I getting back? Okay, you can also detect problems earlier. Okay, yeah, because you are keeping a record of everything. So utakuona kuti I think ababa, let's say you can be able to detect kuti I think ano chiweto chisi kuchita bwino. Let's say uli ndi ma records zinyama kandi za nkaka kandi ng'ombe. Okay, so you are recording everything. Za nkaka mene kupanga produce tsiku ndi tsiku ng'ombe zija, ndiye utakuze kuti I think ano ng'ombe iyi si kupanga produce nkaka wochuluka. You can know easily mwachangu because you are keeping the records. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to teach. Let us look at some of the full notes. Of course, any notes mukawerenga naye kakuti akanga ma answer ma points mukoza mpaupuza nembanga ndi fasula answer abla fuse kuti explain 5 importances of farm records. Think muta kumalemba ngati chonchi. Okay, so they're saying that no farm profit or loss. Records can show money spent and money and helping the farmer see if the farm is making a profit. Okay, So zaseze mutakumaziona. Okay, helps in planning. It means records guide the farmer in deciding when to plant, harvest or buy inputs. Ni manotsi ri mukhoza kwangu waerenga mena ikakwini mafu notes azivenzizi. This is zero. Okay, ma same point takambana kuja ngwa panga wala kenga ni mafu notes kuti mukhoza kuerenga ndi kupeza ka point wokalemba pamaiso. Okay, tracking farm inputs. Records show how much seed, fertilizer or feed is used and when. Okay, tiona zonsezi maleko zonsewo zonsezi kumuzali kutokaziona mna bwino nango zipanga ma phone notes. So actually next time we'll discuss about the types of farm records. The types of farm records that we're going to talk, we'll talk about the inventory records, the production records and the financial records. So this many tizaone next time. Pali fuso ngati pazimenezi. Do you have got a question?
Hi.
So no question. So